Good morning, good afternoon, wherever you're joining from. Welcome to the Fired Up Show. This is a weekly reset for how you think about money, your work, freedom, thinking about your fire, the financial independence, and early retirement. We meet here every Thursday, and here on the Fired Up Show, guess what? We help professionals move from paycheck dependence into wealth ownership. We help you achieve the fire, the financial independence and early retirement, and then you live life on your own terms. So we are super excited. So today we are talking about one of the most important shifts that has helped me is a lived experience, and it's going to help you too. It has helped us shape, how we think, how we'll see things, and that is what we'll be talking about today, which is activating a thinking pattern that builds wealth. Activating a thinking pattern that builds wealth. So if you are ready to think different, not someday, not in the next 5 years, if you are ready today to start thinking different, I want you to I want you to type fire in the chat. I want to know where you're joining us from. Uh, is it from Katie? Is it from US? Is it from UK? I want you to put in there where you're joining us from. And of course, put fire in the chat so that I know that you are ready for today's conversation. You're ready to think different, not someday, but starting today. So thank you so much. And I want to say thank you to my team. Anita B is here. I will be helping our, all of you. Any question you have, will be here to answer your questions. Please put in the chat if you have any question. Put in the chat. We will be, tackling the question, answering the question as we are going today. Today is more around looking at your mindset, looking at what really brings that wealth that we are talking about, right? Because before you see that money in the account, in your bank account, before that money comes first, think what? It starts with your thinking pattern. It starts from the thinking pattern. So what I want to say is, if you see two people, sometimes we see two people that earn the same income, yet one builds wealth and the other stays stuck. What do you think is the result of that? Is the thinking pattern. Is the thinking pattern. So we'll be going into that today, and we'll be seeing how this is going to be helping us, all of us, including myself. Because guess what? We constantly fall back into that old pattern of thinking, of scarcity mentality, of that employee mindset. So we want to help all of us move from employee mindset into ownership mindset. Do you see? So first thing I will talk about is, how do they think? This is where most of professionals, this is where they live. This is where I was before. Guess what? We are trading time for money. That's employee mindset. Trading time for money. So if I don't clock in and clock out, there is no money. If I am sick and I couldn't complete my hours for that week, guess what? There is no money. I can't earn. So employee mindset is trading your time for money. If you are still in that, you're still living here, you have what's it called? Thinking, right? Or if your thinking is trading time for money, that is employee thinking. Waiting for raises, for bonuses, for permission, for promotion, that is employee thinking. Do you see? When you focus on salary, that which comes every 2 weeks, that which comes every month, right? Not thinking about systems and structure for your finances, for your financial ecosystem. Just only income, salary. Guess what? That's employee thinking. And I hope I'm debunking some things, as we lay the ground foundation around how we can activate our thinking pattern that builds wealth, because we are entering into the year with this mindset that yes, this is the year of my where I hit it. This is the year where I break even. This is the year where my dreams comes to life, my desire comes to life. This is a year where I execute that plan, that idea, right? That I've been nursing, that I've been holding for a long time. This is that year where I take that step. This is that year where I build my second stream of income, my third stream of income. This is that year where I grow into six figure. This is that year where I scale my business or scale down my side also. This is that year where I put a structure into this my side gig. Do you see? So as we are entering into the year, we have to constantly check our mindset, check our thinking pattern. And this is for me as well, right? What the goal is, we want to come out of that employee thinking into ownership thinking. So that question you'll be asking for about the question you should be asking or you should be thinking about is now you want to move from that thinking that says, how much do I make? That is an employee thinking. You want to start to, how much do I own? And I'm going to get into capital and all of that, differentiating between being a consumer and having capital. I'm going to get into it, but right now let's just focus about how employee think. An employee think, how much do I make this month? Employee they think about income. They're thinking ask for income. Let me put it that way. But the wealth things are the built system. The wealth thinking built system. The employee thinking ask about how much was the salary, what's the income. But when it's about the wealth builders, they think about systems and structure and automation, and which we'll get into. What a system? How do I build a system? How do I build a structure? These are the things we're going to be getting into. But before we get into that, let's talk about how we've talked about how employee thinks. So now let's talk about how wealth builder thinks. What are they looking into? What is their thinking pattern? First is wealth builders. Wealth builders, the wealth thinking, they think about long term. And I would say that God has helped me to, come out of this because I was deeply into self-gratification, not having that delay gratification. Like, I want to do it now, right? I want to get it. What is it bringing me to me now at the end of the month, right now, this week, today? So, and I have to shift from employee mindset about, at the end of the month, I'm going to do this because I have this, because I know this one is coming. I'm thinking only in my income, what I earn, not the long term, right? We don't think monthly. Wealth builders don't think monthly. They think long term. That is the pattern, the thinking pattern for a wealth builder. We think strategic, not reactive. Some people, you say that, stock is down, let me go and buy. Oh, stock is up, let me go and buy. We are not reactive. But when we build a system that it's always, getting it, either it's high, it's low, you already build that consistency. Before you know it, the wealth compounds. So we think about that strategic, or we think strategically, or we have strategy in terms of how we build our system rather than being reactive. That is wealth builders' mindset. That is their thinking. The third thing that I want to share, how wealth owner thinks, wealth builder, how they think is they think system focused, not effort focused. And I will tell you the same thing, like I was here as well. When I asked my manager, what do you want me to do? I'm always getting orders, and I will put my effort. I'll take it. These are the things I've done. And it's good to have execution, mastery, and skills, right? But when you cannot take ownership, you have to constantly wait on what your leader has to do, your supervisor, what they ask you to do. Oh, go and do this, go and do this. You're taking orders, right? But when you are system focused, when you are not effort focused, when you're system focused, you have that ownership, then you are thinking about you are having the wealth builder mindset. You are ownership driven, not paycheck dependent. Ownership driven, not paycheck dependent. So that is the shift that we have to have from being an employee to a wealth builder. We want to start to think that, yes, I build a system that is going to be bringing money for me. So yeah, I'm not trading my time for money. I'm not waiting for raises, for promotion, for permission. I'm not focusing on salary. I'm not thinking, how much do I make this month? Right? Just like I said, that thinking, that employee thinking is about the income, is about the earnings. But the wealth builders, the wealth owners, think about the systems. And it might take us years to build that system. It might take us months to build that system. But trust me, we are thinking about the long term rather than the immediate gratification or immediate benefit. So one simple wealth equation that I wanted to take out of today's conversation, I wanted to write it down because it's very critical when you are a wealth owner. You are thinking, having that wealth owner thinking, wealth builder thinking, is this: your income and your structure and your time, that long term that I talked about, is equals to wealth. Take it or leave it. Income, structure, and time equals to wealth. So I can say times. Income times structure times time. Guess what? Is going to give you that wealth. But most people only focus on income. And that is where that employee mindset is. So now today, we are moving from that employee mindset, employee thinking, into the wealth owner thinking, the wealth owner mindset pattern. So if you're still having your 9 to 5 today, great. You are having income. Let's take it a step further by building a structure to that our income. And we are going to wait long enough for that structure and that for that income that is placed in a structure long enough for us to produce wealth. It might sound very simple, but trust me, this is as simple as it is. A lot of people miss it. I miss it in my earlier days, or while I was working in corporate, because the money is there. I'm buying things. I'm upgrading my lifestyle. And it's just a lifestyle creep. Immediately you earn more, guess what? You elevate your own standard of living. There is nothing wrong in it. There's nothing bad in it. But guess what? There are days that is going to come by where there's not going to be that flow, but what is going to be standing in gap for you? And that is where we are not paycheck dependent. We want to, out of the income we have right now, create a structure, have focus about capital rather than the income. Capital rather than being a consumer. Capital rather than having a self-gratification. Do you see? So that capital, by the time you leave today's conversation, you'll be able to be thinking in capital. And I have a very beautiful illustration on that capital, because by the time I was preparing for this conversation, and I was like, how can I land it? How can I make it as simple as possible so that everybody that hears it, you'll be able to, take it, because it sounds technical, or it sounds big, and all of these financial jargons, but you'll be able to understand it, how we're going to be talking about it today. All right, so let's get into, and if you are in this conversation, I wanted to put it into chat. I know we are looking into the chat. What have you gotten out of this first, myth busting, shifting of our mindset from employee mindset to wealth owner mindset, wealth owner thinking, wealth builder thinking? What are you getting from it? I want you to put in the chat. Put it in the chat. This is going to really help all of us. This is going to help all of us. All right, so let me talk about the 5 core thinking shift. We're talking about the shift, move from this employee mindset, employee thinking, into wealth owner thinking, right? There are 5 core thinking shifts. You don't need to do the all 5. In fact, I would say maybe 2. And want to stretch yourself, think about 3, right? You don't need all of them. Just pick 2 to 3 and go deep into it this year. And it's going to change your finances, right? The first question, which I stood, I took this question, I stood in it for a long time, and I'm still on it because that is what is always shaping me, because I've been an employee all my life. I've been an employee all my life. So for me to quickly come out of that employee mindset and that thinking is going to take some time as well. So constantly, even though I have this affirmation, even this, I have all of these things surrounding myself, putting myself in a community where they think about, they have a bigger dream. They think about all this mindset thing and wealth building. Even all of that is great. But guess what? That small voice will still raise his ugly head and still have that tech talk about who do you think you are. So there are some days where you have those doubts, you have those employee thinking and pattern come up again. But this kind of question that I ask shifted me from that employee, and it's still helping me, because trust me, it still comes and it will still come. I want you to move from how much do I earn today? Today, how much do I earn? That's your income. Move and have that shift to how is my money working? How is my money working? Do you see? How is my money working? That is a powerful mindset, I would say. Move from that, how much am I earning today? And I want us to stay on this a bit. Just think about it. Think about all your stream of income. If you have one, if you have two, if you have some products, if you have some seasonal jobs that you do, right? How much do I earn? And let's flip it to, how is my money working? That question alone, how is my money working? That question alone will help you put a structure, put things together. Do you see? And these are the questions we continue to ask ourselves. All right. So I know you are, if you can put it in the chat, that would be great. I'm looking at the chat as well. Look at that. How much? Just look at the question around how much do I earn? So how is my money working? And when it comes to how is my money working, guess what? You're not just only looking at the income. You are looking at the asset. You are looking at the expenses. You are looking at other places where there are holes where money is leaking, right? How is it doing? How much is it returning to you? You are reviewing your investment. You're looking into how much a percentage is going here and there. How is my money working? How is it working for you? Because as a wealth builder, as a wealth owner, you don't want to work harder, but you want to think different. You have to think different. Is in the thinking, is in the thinking pattern, is in the mindset. This is a hard question that takes discipline to sit down to actually look at the landscape, because this is my own struggle. How is my money working? How is it working? What is it bringing for me? Am I lazy to look at the statement? Am I lazy to look at to go through all of this, each row, my statement, or to call that company to stop that subscription? How is my money working? So as we get prepared, plan, January is ending. Some of us, we are going full throttle into the year. Let's constantly ask that question. In January, how did your money work? How did it do? How did your money do? All right. So that's one of the things, one of the core thinking shift that I want you to have. Have that shift today. All right. The second thing is from moving from consumption into capital. Moving from consumption into capital. And this is my favorite, and I said that I'm going to be, diving deep into that word capital, the word consumption. And few people will know me. If you're on this call, I am really big on spending. I'm a consumer. I spend. When I have that money, I want to spend it. Do you see? Because I have this this mentality that there is more where this one comes from. And it's good. It's a good abundance mindset. But not properly putting it in perspective leaves us to live paycheck to paycheck. Do you see? Leaves me to live paycheck to paycheck because I know, oh, there is more from where it's coming. Let's spend it. So we want to move from consumption. And God has helped me. And God is still working on me. Because sometimes, some days when, you're just depressed, not for anything, but, things are not just, I like, okay, let me just go shopping. Because shopping is like therapy. And I think I've said it too before on this show. Shopping is like therapy, and just go shopping, just forget your whatever you're going through, and then go shopping. Guess what? You're going to spend money. Those are the money that you don't plan for, or you don't have you don't have budget for, or you just spend being reactive, right? And it will make you feel good temporarily, but guess what? Down the years, this is the difference between, because it's going to give you comfort. It's going to give you comfort. You're going to have that self, what's the word I used the other time? A self gratification, self-gratification. You're right. All right. So consumption is when money leaves your hand and disappears. Boom. That is consumption. For people that are consumers, that they are spenders, the money leaves your hands and disappears. And capital, on the other end, is when money leaves your hand truly, but comes back with friends, comes back with gains, comes back with profits, comes back with some goodies. You see, I want you to think about this a bit. Consumption is when money leaves your hands and it disappears. It goes into the thin air. Capital is when money, leaves your hand truly, but comes back with friends. So let me use an example for you. For example, consumption is clothes. It goes when you buy clothes, you buy gadgets, you upgrade your phone. Is it bad to upgrade your phone? No, but nothing might be wrong with your old phone. You just want to but there is a new iPhone. Let me upgrade. It goes into the thing here. Consumption, upgrades, lifestyle inflation, money that makes you very comfortable, but doesn't make you free. You just feel that you satisfy your soul at that moment. Is it bad? No, but is it helping me to be free in the future? That's the question. You feel good right now, does nothing later. So I want you to take out of this conversation today, whenever you're thinking about consumption and capital, think about it like this. Consumption is going to give you pleasure, but capital gives you power. It makes you free, gives you that freedom. And remember, the ultimate goal on when it comes to fired up or the fired up movement, the ultimate goal is to have the financial freedom. Although we stay at this from helping people from paycheck to paycheck, we help them achieve financial independence. That's what we are doing. And we are not just staying there, we are helping you accelerate your financial independence so that you can reach the financial freedom. Capital that comes back with friends will give you power, make you freer rather than constraining you. But at that moment, does it feel like constraint? Yes. Will it bring pleasure to you? Yes. So consumption gives you pleasure, but capital gives you power. All right. So, and capital, for example, is when they talk about capital, is that money that produces income. When I say it comes back with friends, it produces income, right? It preserves value for you. It creates options. It buys time and freedom for you. That is capital. Example of it is owning ownership stake. You have a stake in a company, a portion of the percentage in the shares. You have dividends, you have businesses, you build business. These are the kind of money that you spend as an investment or as a principal that comes back with interest. Assets that cash flow, asset that produces cash flow for you, systems that you build that grows money, protection structures that prevent loss, protection structures that prevent loss. Looking at your taxes, and I know last week we talked about taxes, how a lot of us, by not properly putting a structure together, giving away the money that you're supposed to invest and put into towards your FIRE, the financial independent and early retirement, you're supposed to put it, guess what? You are giving it to the government in terms of taxes, when you can optimize your taxes through your businesses and some other legitimate ways. Do you see? Wealth builders, we still enjoy our life. But guess what? We fund that life with the capital that we gain, not from the income alone. So look at it. There is consumption, you have income, you consume. The same income, when you use it as capital, you invest and it brings back some friends. And we have looked at the different kind of things that it can bring back for you. But in this layman language, it bring back interest for you. You earn from it. So a wealth builder, they still they think about capital, not just consumption. You invest and you put your money into something that this your bedazzled life, this your lifestyle upgrade is going to be funded by the capital, by the gain, by the interest, by the profits your income has earned, not eating your seed by spending your income and consuming it. And this is talking to me as well. So it's not just you, right? So yes, it's talking to me as well. Having that delayed gratification to be able to say, I want to be free in the future. I want to create my freedom day goal. I want to do this. Having that pleasure, like I want to have it right now. Yeah, you can, but you are not creating that freedom for yourself in the nearest future. So the question for you right now is, does your money disappear after spending or does it return with interest? Put it in the comments. Let me see. Put it in the comments. Does your money disappear after spending? Is it does disappear after you spend it, right? Or does it return with interest? I want to see that. I want to see that. And people joining us from YouTube, thank you as well. Please put it in the description, in the comments. I want to see it. Right now, what's the reality when it comes to your spending habits? Are you a consumer? And there is no shame here. Trust me. This is you coming back to say, yes, I want to really own on, being a wealth builder. I want to own on my finances. This is what I need to do. This is what I've been doing. This is the kind of habit that I've had. Now I want Lola Wealth to help me. I want your team to help me. I want your company to help me. Do you see? So all this information is going to empower you to make an informed decision, empower you to help you with your thinking pattern. Do you see? So that is it. So let me see what's the third thing. All right. Yeah. So let's talk about the third core that I want to talk about for the core thinking shifts. I talked about 5 core thinking shifts. The first one is moving from how much do I earn to how is my money working. The second one is you want to move from being from consumption of a consumer to building capital. The third one is moving from effort to leverage. And I said it, I have been on this as well, a lot of time while I was in corporate, just having the effort base rather than thinking effort. I have to do this, I have to do that, effort. And effort is good, don't get me wrong. But what I'm saying is, effort will only allow you to still trade your time for money. Do you see? Effort will still allow you to trade your time for money. It will allow you to trade your time for money. So you want to leverage. Leverage, leverage, leverage. All right. I want to see in the chat, are you gaining anything? Please put it in the chat. Are you gaining anything? Are you gaining anything? What are you gaining from this conversation today? How is it helping you? Is it helping somebody? Is it helping somebody? All right. All right. All right. All right. All right. Very good. So yeah, we want to move from effort to leverage. Effort is good, but you want to leverage on the system. You want to stop trading your time for money. And that is when we talk about we talk about leverage. You want to leverage the system, leverage what you have, right? Leverage. Effort is when you work once and you get paid once. That is, if you don't go to work, you don't get paid. Leverage is when you work once and then you get paid many times, many, many times. Just think about effort as overtime. You want more money, you do overtime. You want more money, side hustle. That still needs you. That if you are not there, you cannot make money. Think about trading more hours for more money. But when you're thinking about leverage, and we talk about this a lot, you are building systems, structure. You are having assets, investing in assets. You are building teams, replicating yourself, so that a decision you are delegating, the what you need to do or what we need you're delegating into teams. Technology, AI, these are power for you to leverage. And then ownership. No matter what, we only have 24 hours in a day. Effort has ceiling. You have to rest. Effort has a ceiling. Leverage does not. And I want you to think about, for people who are in the countryside or who are from, Africa, when you think about effort, is like a guy or someone carrying water with a bucket. You see some people carrying water with, carrying water on their head and all of that, and or they have this pipe where they put this gallon and they're carrying water. That is effort. But do you know what leverage is? From that well where they've gone to carry that water, where they were to fetch that water, they now build a pipe that leads to your house, such that you don't have to be going to and fro, or carrying that the keg of water and all of that. Now you have a pipe from the tap or from the well that goes straight into your house. That is leveraging. And I hope you get that today. So building an asset, a structure, putting a system together. You want to leverage, focus more on leveraging than effort. One question that is going to help you, and Mr. Toby, you can help me put it in the chat as well, is if you stop working for 30 days, does your income stop too? If you can honestly answer that question, it's going to help you to see. Please, this is not for any shame. Answer that question for yourself, honestly. If I stop working today, for the next 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, does my income stop too? These are the kind of questions that is going to help you. Or you ask yourself, how can this effort eventually turn into something that runs without me? It's about progress. It's about having it first in your mind and then you put in. The fourth one I want you to think when I talk about the 5 core, and the fourth thing is from our paycheck safety. A lot of us, we have that, to stability, to system stability. From paycheck safety, you are okay. There is security with your job and all of that. You want to move from paycheck safety because there is one of the quotes we have, I think last week, that talks about for someone that earns a million is $1 million. When you earn $1 million in a year and you have with just only one single stream of income, but you earn 300,000 in a year with 3 streams of income, which one do you think is more stable? It's the one with 3 streams of income, because it can grow each of those streams. It can scale each of those streams. Or for single person, that for single stream that is $1 million, if that's stop, guess what? It's fragile, no stability. It goes back to square one. And that is why we say paycheck dependent. It's fragile. You don't want to put all your egg in one basket. And it's good, you earn well, but you want to move from paycheck safety into system stability. This one is huge. It's huge. A paycheck feels safe, and I know we talk about this in our FIRE community, but it's still dependent. But guess what? For you to build a system is very boring. But that is what is required. Your employer can control your paycheck. They are the one that determine when you go and leave, when you come back, what you get in terms of your in terms of your income, in terms of your promotion. Is still capped. Is there is ceiling. It's being controlled by your employer. But when you build a system for yourself, it's controlled by a structure, the structure you put together. So think of one employer versus multiple income sources. Anytime you think about structure and system, right? One stream versus diversified stream. Think about it as one decision maker, just your employer, versus you are designing a flow. You have a flow for each of your stream. You are in control. Paycheck can stop and your system can adjust. Paycheck can stop, but your system can adjust. All right? And I've talked about structure and all of that. Whenever you think about system stability, just think about it as income from more than one place, money moving automatically. And this is protection against disruption, because anything can happen at any point in time. You already have a plan. You don't have to panic. You don't have to react. That plan will work for you. You created a track that you can run on, even if there's going to be any disruption. You're just going to, navigate it. Stability starts when you stop asking, who pays me? And then you start asking, what sustains me? This is the question of the year. Who pays me? Versus start asking, what sustains me? What sustains me? Versus who pays me? Do you see that? All right. So the last thing that I want to talk about today is the fifth core shifting that I want to talk about is move from short-term into a long-term freedom, a short-term comfort. And this one is, I can't overemphasize it, right? Move from short-term comfort into a long-term freedom. A short-term comfort asks, what feels good now? What do I want to enjoy? What's that pleasure? You want to move from that short-term comfort, move into a long-term freedom. And that long-term freedom says, what serves me later. This is the delayed gratification that I talk about, that I myself, I am still working in it because I want to achieve that financial freedom faster. It's good we move from paycheck dependence into financial independence. The goal is to move to financial freedom. When you are living a life of legacy, impact, you are doing the work that fulfills. You remove all of the show from yourself now to others. That's the life of legacy. That's financial freedom. Do you see? And financial independence is still that, oh, you can work whenever you want to work, but not because you have to, but you want because you want to work, giving you options. All right. Short-term comfort is upgrading your lifestyle. And I think I've talked about this one. You are avoiding comfort. You are spending to just fill in that stress. You're choosing ease over intention, over sacrifice. But that delayed gratification, that is when that long-term freedom is looking at. That is one and say that this year the Lord is working on me, right? Delayed gratification. This is where a lot of us will sit, right? Intentional choices, making a deliberate intention, a deliberate decision about this is what I want to achieve. Saying no now to say yes later, right? Keeping our seed, watering it, tendering our seed so that we are not eating our seed. We want that seed to produce fruit, and that fruit is going to be funding our lifestyle. And then the last thing is you want to design the life of purpose. Do you see? Comfort is expensive. Freedom is priceless. Comfort is expensive. Freedom is priceless. A lot of people are not broke. They are earning well, but they are just over comfortable. They are just over comfortable. This is where I was, and I want to help you. Don't be over comfortable. You are not broke. Before you make any major decision, I want you to ask, is this buying decision, is this buying me comfort, or is it building freedom? Is this money that I'm spending disappearing into the thin air, or is it coming back with friends? This alone is going to change the trajectory of your financial landscape this year, 2026 and beyond. All right, so let me wrap everything that we've said today, and I hope this has really helped you in terms of helping you shift your perception from being an employee into a wealth owner thinking. Effort will keep you busy. If you leverage, you will enter into wealth quickly. Your paycheck might feel safe, but it's not stable, it's not sturdy, it's not stable. System is the one that is going to keep you stable. Systems and structure. Comfort feels good now. You enjoy the pleasure, but think about the freedom, the financial freedom. It feels good forever. Anytime you think about wealth, don't think about it as I have to work at it, because this was my mindset as well. I have to do 2 jobs, 3 jobs. You don't have to. You don't have to work harder. Think different. Think higher thoughts. Structuring smarter. Taking the boring step, taking the boring things that people will not do, which creates stability. Choosing freedom over purpose and designing the life you want. Do you see? So, if today really shifted something for you, I invite you to book a call, a clarity conversation, a complimentary clarity conversation with me. Let's look at your thinking pattern. If you have taken the fire readiness assessment, this is a place where you come and we look at we debrief your result. I help you in terms of your debrief your answer, have a blueprint or a milestone on how to get there. Build your wealth path to that financial independence and early retirement, the fire. All right. So as we close today, I want you to remember this. Please write it, put it down in your journal. Wealth, being wealthy is not a reward of you working harder. It's a result of that different thinking that you have, thinking higher thoughts and building smarter. Remember this, you are not behind. You are not late. You are becoming more aware. From this conversation today, don't just ask, how much did I make? Ask, what did I build? What am I building? Where is my money flowing to? Until next Thursday, I want to say stay intentional, stay disciplined, have that delayed gratification, build your plan for the year, your expenses and all of those things. Do that thing, do that hard work, sacrifice so that you can have that freedom tomorrow. All right. I want you to stay disciplined and I want to stay fired up. Thank you so much. I'll see you next week.